This is an intertidal zone in Rawene, a small town in Hokianga Harbour in New Zealand. An intertidal zone is a place where the ocean meets the land, which, depending on the tide, gets regularly submerged in water. It is basically the area between the highest and the lowest tide. It might look like nothing special, but focus on those structures peeking out of the tidal mudflats between the trees. They look like a bunch of dry sticks or pencils sticking out. But these seemingly lifeless sticks are actually crucial for the survival of these trees, as they provide them with oxygen. You can think of them as breathing tubes or snorkels. And the trees are not any ordinary species. They are mangroves, a special type of plant that is able to survive under the harsh conditions of high salinity and low oxygen levels in the soil. There are over 80 species of shrubs and trees classified as mangroves, and they are distributed in intertidal areas, mainly in tropical parts of the world. This one is Avicennia marina, the grey mangrove, the only species of mangrove that grows in New Zealand. Think about the condition in which they're growing. They are anchored in mud that has little to no oxygen, and the area gets regularly flooded with seawater that has a high salt concentration. So how can these trees survive or even thrive under these harsh conditions? That brings us back to our sticks or snorkels, which are in fact specialized aerial roots called pneumatophores. Grey mangroves have 4 main types of roots. If we looked under the mud level, we would find so-called cable roots spreading horizontally. From these cable roots, there are anchor roots growing downwards, and as the name suggests, they help to anchor the tree in the mud. And protruding upwards from the cable roots, there are pneumatophores. Portions of these roots stick up above the mud, and these are the sticks we see. You see, the mud is so oxygen deprived that the mangroves need these aerial roots to get oxygen from the air. The pneumatophores have lenticels on their surface, small openings through which the oxygen gets inside of the root. The oxygen then travels down to the cable roots, which distribute it further into the tree. The pneumatophores can get submerged in water during high tides, but it doesn't pose any problem if it's only for a short time. If the water levels stayed high for too long, however, with the pneumatophores covered, the mangrove trees would die due to a lack of oxygen. So the pneumatophores help the plants to get the oxygen. But how do trees deal with the extreme salinity? Majority of the salt gets filtered out through the pores in their roots. But what's more interesting and actually visible to the naked eye are the specialized glands on the leaves that can get rid of the excess salt that enters the plant. There are small pores on both the upper and lower surface of the leaves. And you might actually find small salt crystals or salt crust in places where salt is being excreted from the leaf. How amazing are these adaptations? And have you ever seen a mangrove forest? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.